shirt reminds me of a baby duck. Shirt is like
From Doja Cat, whose leaked comments almost got her wiped off the internet overnight, to Kanye West, who shocked the world after praising Hitler live on national TV.
I see good things about Hitler also. The Jew, I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
In this video, we're exposing rappers who've openly shown racist behavior, starting with Doja Cat. In May 2020, as her hit Say So topped the charts, Doja Cat faced a massive scandal when allegations surfaced accusing her of participating in racist online chat rooms, using anti-black slurs, and mocking victims of police brutality. The hashtag #DojaCatIsOverParty trended worldwide as users shared evidence of her problematic behavior. The core of the scandal involved videos from TinyChat, a public video chat platform, where Doja was allegedly seen interacting with users described as alt-right, incel, or white supremacist affiliates. Clips circulated showing her in rooms where participants reportedly used the N-word and engaged in derogatory discussions about black people. Accusers claimed she participated by using slurs herself, mocking black communities, and even engaging in race play, a fetish involving racial humiliation, such as asking white men to call her slurs or perform racist cosplay. But perhaps the most damning piece of evidence was a 2015 song titled Dindu Nufin, a term originating from racist online forums like 4chan. The phrase is a slur mocking black victims of police brutality by implying they didn't do nothing to deserve their fate. Critics interpreted the song's lyrics as belittling systemic racism and police violence against black people, particularly in cases like Sandra Bland's death in custody. On May 24, 2020, Doja posted an Instagram statement denying involvement in racist conversations. "I've used public chat rooms to socialize since I was a child. I shouldn't have been on some of those chat room sites, but I personally have never been involved in any racist conversations. I'm sorry to everyone that I offended." The next day, in a 30-minute Instagram live, she elaborated, insisting the narrative was 100% incorrect. For Dindu Nufin, she apologized but framed it as reclaiming a hurtful term that had been used against her personally, not mocking external victims. However, many on Chinese social media platform Weibo deemed her apologies insincere, as she smiled through the delivery and invoked the "I have Asian friends" defense. The scandal reportedly cost her 500,000 followers initially, though she rebounded with continued success. But Doja wasn't the only artist whose words lit up the internet for all the wrong reasons. Just months later, another rapper would find himself under global fire, this time for turning anti-Asian racism into a punchline: Lil Pump. In December 2018, American rapper Lil Pump sparked widespread controversy with a teaser video for his single Butterfly Doors. The incident centered on anti-Asian racism, particularly targeting Chinese people through lyrics, gestures, and slurs that drew immediate backlash globally. On December 18, 2018, Lil Pump posted a 40-second preview clip on Instagram. In the teaser, he rapped, "Smoking on dope, they call me Yao Ming, cause my eyes real low," referencing retired Chinese NBA star Yao Ming, in a way that implied slanted eyes due to being high on marijuana. Immediately after, he ad-libbed Ching Chong, a derogatory slur historically used to mock Chinese speech patterns and accents. Accompanying these lyrics, Lil Pump performed a gesture where he pulled the corners of his eyes outward to mimic slanted eyes, a common racist caricature targeting Asian people. The backlash was immediate and intense. On social media, users flooded Lil Pump's accounts with accusations of racism. Chinese netizens on Weibo were particularly vocal, with one thread reaching over 35 million reads by late December 2018. Actress and rapper Awkwafina tweeted sarcastic criticism, "Always nice to hear a new song with a Ching Chong ad-lib." The response from Chinese rappers was especially pointed, manifesting in a wave of diss tracks. On December 25, 2018, Lil Pump posted an apology video on Instagram. However, this apology fueled further backlash in China, with many on Weibo deeming it insincere. In response, when Butterfly Doors was officially released on January 4, 2019, Lil Pump removed the Yao Ming reference, the Ching Chong ad-lib, and any associated gestures from the official version and music video. While Lil Pump's controversy sparked outrage from China to California, another hip-hop titan had already been facing years of scrutiny, not for slurs, but for something far more complicated: colorism, denial, and a dangerous kind of detachment from his own community. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, born Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., is one of hip-hop's most influential figures, but his legacy is marred by repeated criticisms for colorist lyrics, degrading dark-skinned black women, and public statements dismissing systemic racism. These controversies have led led some to label him a tool of white supremacy. One of the most cited examples of colorism comes from his 2010 track Right Above It featuring Drake. Wayne raps, "Beautiful black woman, I bet that bitch look better red." Here, red is slang for a light-skinned black or mixed-race woman, implying darker skin is less desirable. Wayne has also repeatedly dismissed systemic racism. In a 2016 Fox Sports interview, he stated there is no such thing as racism because his concerts attract diverse crowds. He explained that a white police officer saved his life after a suicide attempt, shaping his perspective. Later in 2016, in an ABC Nightline interview, Wayne distanced himself from Black Lives Matter, saying it has nothing to do with me. These comments resurfaced in 2020 when Wayne endorsed Donald Trump, who pardoned him for a federal gun charge. Royce DA509 attributed Wayne's views to early fame, isolating him from realities faced by many Black Americans. On social media, discussions link his colorism to his racism denial, arguing it ignores how racism intersects with color-based discrimination. Another flashpoint was the 2013 Karate Chop remix, where Wayne rapped "Beat that pussy up like Emmett Till," referencing the 1955 lynching. After outcry from Till's family, Wayne apologized in a letter, calling it offensive. Yet even that debate felt small compared to what came next, a spiral so public, so unapologetic, it left fans questioning whether genius could ever excuse hatred. Kanye West. Few controversies in modern hip-hop have been as explosive and far-reaching as Kanye West's descent into anti-Semitism. Legally known as Ye since 2021, Kanye's anti-Semitic remarks escalated dramatically in 2022 and continued into 2025, including explicit praise for Adolf Hitler, promotion of Nazi symbols, and allegations of creating a hostile work environment. The most shocking moment came on December 1st, 2022, during an appearance on Alex Jones's InfoWars podcast. Wearing a full-face mask, Ye explicitly praised Hitler, stating, "But this wasn't Ye's first foray into anti-Semitism." In October 2022, he posted on Twitter that he was going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, interpreted as a threat invoking anti-Semitic tropes about Jewish control. He followed this with multiple interviews amplifying stereotypes, claiming Jewish people control media, finance, and Black people. Former associates claimed his admiration for Hitler goes back at least 20 years, including during the making of his 2004 album, The College Dropout. In February 2025, Ye's Yeezy website began selling $20 t-shirts featuring a swastika inside a Star of David under the product name HH01, interpreted as Heil Hitler. He promoted the site during a Super Bowl ad, but Shopify shut it down for violating policies. Multiple lawsuits detail Ye fostering a toxic workplace with anti-Semitic elements. In November 2022, Ye paid a settlement to a former employee who alleged he praised Hitler and Nazis. In April 2024, Trevor Phillips sued Ye for discrimination, claiming Ye praised Hitler and spoke of going for the gays after finishing with the Jews. The consequences were devastating. Adidas ended their Yeezy partnership in October 2022, costing Ye billionaire status. His net worth dropped from $1.5 billion to $400 million. Balenciaga, Gap, and his talent agency, CAA, cut ties. Ye claimed losses of $2 billion in one day. On December 26, 2023, Ye issued an apology in Hebrew, asking for forgiveness from the Jewish community. However, these were often followed by renewed controversies, and the Anti-Defamation League linked his statements to increased anti-Semitic incidents nationwide. But Ye wasn't alone in pushing the boundaries between artistic rebellion and outright harm. Another figure, once crowned hip-hop's enfant terrible, would wrestle with his own past of provocation and the fine line between satire and self-sabotage. Tyler, the Creator. Tyler's career has been marked by evolution. He's grown from the shock value provocateur of Odd Future into a critically acclaimed artist, but his early work from 2009 to 2013 contains some deeply problematic content that can't be ignored, particularly regarding anti-Black sentiments and self-hatred. During his underground era, Tyler recorded tracks that would later haunt his career. One such song, Big Poe, contains lyrics where he raps about hating light-skinned people and expressing distrust toward white people with dreadlocks. But perhaps more troubling was his repeated use of racial slurs and his apparent pandering to white audiences. In the track Yonkers, Tyler used the hard R N-word multiple times, combining it with violent imagery and homophobic language. Critics noted that this wasn't just edgy art, it was normalizing racial slurs among his predominantly white suburban fan base. The issues went beyond lyrics. Through his Golf Wang clothing line, Tyler sold merchandise featuring racist imagery, hats and shirts with stereotypical blackface caricatures, KKK symbols, and white supremacist motifs. He even dressed as a Klan member for promotional photos. Former Odd Future members called him out for this behavior, arguing that he was building his fan base on anti-black rhetoric while distancing himself from genuine black cultural reclamation. But Tyler's most controversial move came in 2015 when he appropriated a neo-Nazi logo from the white supremacist group Stormfront for his Golf Wang collection. He replaced White Pride Worldwide with Golf Pride Worldwide in rainbow colors, claiming it was to promote gay pride and anti-homophobia. In a blog post, he asked, "What if a black guy wore this logo on a shirt? Would he be promoting self-hate? Would he be taking the power out of a shape?" Critics called it naive and self-righteous, arguing he was misusing oppressor imagery without regard for affected communities. The consequences were real. In 2015, the UK banned Tyler for 3 to 5 years over lyrics from Bastard and Goblin that authorities said glamorize violence and foster hatred. Tyler called the ban racist, but many saw it as accountability for his content. In 2019, a student was charged for quoting his track Radicals as threats. When Swifties brought up his old lyrics targeting Taylor Swift in 2024, Tyler called them racist ass and threatened to bring out the old me, urging them to listen to Tron Cat, a track containing some of his most offensive material. This wasn't an apology, it was a non-apology lacking remorse. While Tyler has shown growth in his later work, addressing themes of black identity and personal development, many argue he enabled racism and misogyny without full accountability for the damage done. But not all controversy comes from the stage. Sometimes it's the interviews, the offhand remarks, that reveal the most about what someone truly believes. A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky, born Rakeem Athalaston Mayers, has faced accusations of making anti-black statements, exhibiting colorist preferences, and dismissing movements like Black Lives Matter. These controversies stem primarily from interviews between 2013 and 2016. One of the earliest controversies involves Rocky's 2013 comments on makeup. In an interview with the Coveteur, he said, "But for real, for me, I feel like with the red lipstick thing, it all depends on the pair of complexion. I'm just being for real. You have to be fair-skinned to get away with that." This statement drew backlash for implying dark-skinned women shouldn't wear bold colors, reinforcing colorist tropes. Model Takara Jones called it a sign of self-hate, noting Rocky's own brown skin. Rocky addressed the backlash in a 2013 radio interview, offering a partial apology. "I'm sorry if it hurt any dark-skinned girls' feelings." However, he doubled down by calling the uproar petty and stereotyping black women as sensitive. Rocky's comments on BLM have been central to accusations of anti-blackness. In a 2015 Time Out New York interview, he distanced himself from Ferguson. "So every time something happens because I'm black, I gotta stand up? What the feck am I, Al Sharpton now? I'm A$AP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my motherfucking lean. I don't want to talk about no fucking Ferguson and shit, because I don't live over there. I live in fucking Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate." In 2016, he appeared on The Breakfast Club to clarify, saying, during his 2019 Sweden detention for assault, old quotes resurfaced, with Black Twitter questioning why the community should rally for someone who dismissed BLM. Of course, this isn't new. Decades before social media, words alone were enough to shake an entire movement and nearly destroy one of hip-hop's most powerful voices from within, Professor Griff. Professor Griff, born Richard Dwayne Griffin, is a former member of Public Enemy who served as the group's Minister of Information. His role in shaping the band's ideological messaging made him integral to their revolutionary image, but his career was derailed in 1989 by anti-Semitic statements that led to his dismissal and ongoing controversy. The pivotal moment came on May 22nd, at 1989, during an interview with journalist David Mills for the Washington Times. In the interview, Griff accused Jews of involvement in the slave trade, controlling global finance, and other conspiracy theories rooted in Nation of Islam teachings. The backlash was intense. Def Jam Records faced pressure, and co-founder Lyor Cohen arranged a private tour of a Holocaust museum for the band. Chuck D initially apologized on Griff's behalf, but then fired him amid press conferences. Griff briefly rejoined, sparking more protests, which prompted Chuck D to temporarily disband Public Enemy. The group reformed without Griff due to external pressures. Following his dismissal, Griff formed his own group, The Last Asiatic Disciples. His 2009 book Analytics includes expressions of remorse. To say the Jews are responsible for the majority of wickedness that went on around the globe, I would have to know about the majority of wickedness that went on around the globe, which is impossible. However, in June 2020, Griff appeared on Nick Cannon's podcast, where they discussed anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, leading to Cannon's firing by Viacom CBS. Griff remains a member of the Nation of Islam and continues lecturing. His legacy remains polarizing, celebrated for his role in Public Enemy enemies activism, but criticized for promoting divisive ideologies. But Griff's scandal in the late 80s wasn't the end of hip-hop's reckoning with racism, far from it. In the early 2000s, buried tapes from a young white rapper would resurface, threatening to dismantle the legacy of one of the genre's biggest stars, Eminem. Eminem's early underground tracks from the late 1980s to early 1990s contain some of the most explicitly racist content in hip-hop history. Specifically, his songs Foolish Pride and So Many Styles feature derogatory language toward black women and repeated use of the N-word, leading to accusations that he's a culture vulture, someone who profits from black culture while holding anti-black sentiments. Foolish Pride, recorded around 1988-1990 when Eminem was about 16, stemmed from a breakup with a black girlfriend. The track was never meant for release, remaining private until leaked in 2003 by The Source magazine during a feud. The lyrics contain repeated derogatory generalizations about black women, portraying them as opportunistic and inferior to white women. Key excerpts include lines like, "Black girls only want your money 'cause they're dumb chicks." So I'ma say like this, don't date a black girl, take it as a diss, and black girls are bitches, that's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your britches. So Many Styles, from around 1993, is shorter but directly uses the N-word in a dismissive context toward black culture. And all the girls that I like to bone have the big butts. No, they don't, cause I don't like that nigga shit. I'm just here to make a bigger hit. When the tapes leaked in 2003, Eminem immediately addressed them. The tape they played today was something I made out of anger, stupidity, and frustration when I was a teenager. I'd just broken up with my girlfriend, who was African American, and I reacted like the angry, stupid kid I was. On his 2004 album Encore, the track Yellow Brick Road directly apologizes. And there was this black girl at our school who thought I was cool because I rapped, but it backfired. I was supposed to dump her, but she dumped me for this black guy. People say they heard the tape and it ain't that bad, but it was. I singled out a whole race, and for that I apologize, I was wrong. However, critics argue Eminem has been called the Elvis of rap or a culture vulture since his debut, accused of profiting from black music while harboring anti-black views. Benzino called him a culture vulture in his 2024 track Vulturious, and Lord Jamar doubled down on the label in 2019. An UMBC opinion piece from 2003 argues he should be held accountable for powerful racist language. That revelation opened the door for a new era of accountability, one where every tweet, every insult, every outburst could end a career overnight. Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks, born in 1991, is known for her breakout hit 212 and controversial social media presence. In May 2016, she ignited a major controversy with racist and xenophobic rants targeting British singer Zayn Malik, whom she accused of copying her artistic style. Banks perceived a sub-tweet from Malik as directed at her, leading to a barrage of derogatory posts. Specific slurs included calling Malik a curry-scented bitch, sand nigger, and faggot, targeting his South Asian, Pakistani heritage, Muslim background, and perceived sexuality. Media outlets described them as unvarnished racism, Islamophobic, xenophobic, and homophobic. Twitter suspended her account on May 12, 2016. She was dropped from the UK's Born and Bred festival. South Asian women responded with the hashtag Yas curry-scented bitch, reclaiming the slur through empowering selfies. In October 2016, Banks posted a lengthy apology letter on Instagram, admitting her language was derogatory and that her ethnicity does not warrant a license to use derogatory, abusive terminology. However, this remains one of her most infamous incidents. Beyond Zayn, Banks has faced allegations of racism toward various groups. In November 2023, she posted Instagram stories criticizing K-pop, calling it fruity K-pop weirdos, and targeting BTS's Jungkook. In 2021, she accused Democratic candidate Andrew Yang of being a Chinese spy in a deleted story. In September 2015, she posted on Instagram partially agreeing with Trump's anti-immigrant stance, claiming immigrants were sucking up state aid. In 2019, she called Irish people ugly, inbred leprechauns, and mocked a captive Ukrainian soldier in 2022. Regarding Jews, she accused Israelis of racism in 2018, vowing never to return to Israel. Intraracially, she has told dark-skinned black women to die or called them roaches, leading to accusations of colorism. Yet Azealia wasn't the only female rapper accused of weaponizing her platform. Another queen of rap would find herself accused of perpetuating the very colorism and disrespect she once claimed to fight against. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, born Annika Tanya Mirage in Trinidad and Tobago, is the best-selling female rapper of all time, but she has faced repeated criticisms related to colorism, disrespect toward black historical figures, and cultural appropriation. Critics point to her lyrics and imagery as evidence that she degrades or marginalizes darker-skinned black women. In her 2010 track Stupid Hoe, she raps about nappy-headed hoes needing a perminator, interpreted as a jab at natural black hair textures. In No Frauds, 2017, she references ugly black women in disses aimed at rivals. During her 2025 feud with Cardi B, Minaj used terms like monkeys, roaches, and ugly, which some labeled as rooted in colorism and anti-black dehumanization. In 2020, Minaj's former manager, Big Fendi, claimed her rise made it harder for brown-skinned women in rap. Minaj addressed this on Instagram Live, stating, "Dark-skinned and brown-skinned women have to work extra harder," while denying her complexion was the sole reason for success. One of the most cited examples of disrespecting black history is her lyric in the 2020 single Yikes. "All you bitches Rosa Parks, get your ass up." Rosa Parks famously refused to give up her bus seat in 1955. Critics called it disrespectful for trivializing Parks' activism. Minaj reportedly meant no disrespect, but later tweeted she never apologized and didn't care. Minaj's Trinidadian background has led to accusations of appropriating black American culture. In 2014, her lookin'-ass artwork featured Malcolm X holding a gun with the N-word overlaid, sparking backlash. She apologized to Hot 97, saying she was sorry if people were offended. And while much of this story lives within hip-hop, the problem stretches far beyond it. Because before some of these artists ever faced cancellation, one Hollywood A-lister's racist past had already shown just how long society is willing to forget and forgive. Mark Wahlberg. While Mark Wahlberg transitioned from his music career as Marky Mark to become a Hollywood star, his teenage years were marked by violent, racially motivated incidents that occurred in 1986 and 1988 in Boston. In June 1986, at age 15, Wahlberg and 3 friends chased 3 black children, pelting them with rocks while shouting, "Kill the niggers." The next day, they targeted another group of mostly black 4th graders, following and verbally abusing them with racial epithets. One victim, Kristen Atwood, was struck by a rock, leaving a permanent scar. In August 1986, a civil rights lawsuit was filed against Wahlberg, resulting in a civil rights injunction. In April 1988, at age 16, while under the influence of PCP, Wahlberg attempted to steal beer. He first approached Thanh Lam, a Vietnamese-American man, called him a Vietnam shit, and struck him with a wooden stick, knocking him unconscious. Later, he punched another Vietnamese-American man, Johnny Trinh, in the eye while making unsolicited racial slurs, referring to victims as gooks and slant-eyed gooks. Wahlberg was charged with attempted murder but pleaded guilty to felony assault. Sentenced to 2 years, he served only 45 days. The incident was prosecuted by Judith Beals, who described it as a hate crime and opposed Wahlberg's 2014 pardon request. Victim Kristen Atwood stated in 2015, "The attack was a hate crime that should remain on his record forever. If you're a racist, you're always going to be a racist." Johnny Trinh forgave Wahlberg in 2014, stating, "Everyone deserves another chance." If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.